This is a wine that I have featured before, Hattingley Valleys. I think it's an NV, isn't it? I don't think they have an age statement on it. Their classic reserve. I'm quite a fan of this, to be honest. It's the sort of somewhat more budget end of the English sparkling wine pricing structure. You can quite often pick this up for under 30 quid, I think. It has the cepage on the back, which I can barely read in this light. 47% Chardonnay, 32% Pinot Noir, 19% Pinot Meunier, and those of you doing the mental arithmetic in their heads and thinking that isn't 100% yet, 2% Pinot Noir Précoce. Pinot Noir Précoce is, as the name suggests, a sort of variant of Pinot Noir. In Germany, they call it Frühburgunder, I think. Their name for Pinot Noir is Spätburgunder. The Burgunder obviously comes from Burgundy. Spät, I think, means late, and Früh, I think, means early, the same root as in breakfast. I guess that's early meal or something. Frühstück. Why are we going into a German lesson? I don't know. Not hugely complicated, not incredibly nuanced, but it does a couple of things I think very well, usually. Let's hope this isn't a disappointment. It is surprisingly cold just from this useless ice jacket thing, which obviously isn't useless. I'm being unfair about the ice jacket. Can you hear the rain? It's raining overhead. This tarp is actually doing its job. I may relocate my bag so it doesn't get rained on. Well, I say the tarp is doing its job, but it's also a relatively windy day, so as soon as there's a breeze, the wind just gets swept in sideways. Really quite cold, the bottle. Hurting my fingers holding this. I can't get the top off. I need something to sort of grasp onto that. That's why you bring a scarf, Tweedy, for exactly this scenario. There we go. Got there in the end. Bit of a light pop, wasn't it? I don't know if that's just because of the slightly fiddly way I opened it. So one thing I can definitely say about this is it's pretty well chilled. I think just leaving it outdoors in this weather, is it down to 6 or 7 degrees and wind chill and everything else today, so bit on the cold side. On the nose, nice warm baked apple. The warm part there particularly appealing. Kind of creamy, custardy kind of notes. Apple pie sort of character. I feel like I'm getting a slightly fresher version of it today than usual. Perhaps that's just this very fresh conditions I'm in, cold. Apples, custard, pastry maybe, all quite appealing on the nose. And then on the palate, really tangy green apple acidity. Sort of hints of mineral notes there as well, but I'm really thinking more about green apples than anything else. And perhaps because of the contrast of having just had afternoon tea here in the woods, that is coming across as really zingy today. Bold, refreshing, not that I need refreshing like that. Zingy, appley, fruity. The nose and the palate are actually kind of different in a way. I think the sense you get from the nose, as I say, is a bit more sort of baked apple. And it's all a bit sort of gentler and softer and rounder and more comforting. And then it's a bit of an attack on the palate, which, you know, is not necessarily a bad thing if you're prepared for it. And given the lovely weather, I thought I'd fit one more glass in before heading home. Enjoy these beguiling views. What a wonderful composition of bright, bold colours.